Fun? Our values guide our decisions in life. What are your values? We'll find out on this episode of Career Advantage. A value is something that is important to us. Values guide our decisions and help make us who we are. Two friends grew up on the same street since 4th grade. One is now a marketing executive for an international software firm. The other left college after 2 years to design and craft jewelry. One woman values education, travel, and structure. The other values art, expression, and creativity. No right, no wrong, just different. Some people follow trends. They're always up on the latest fashion and technology. They value aesthetics and prestige. Others follow tradition, thinking in the long term about their selections. These people value stability and security.
I would certainly think about family. I would certainly think about integrity, both kind of personal integrity and how I feel about myself, but also integrity to those that matter most, family, friends, those who put their trust in me. I really want people to be able to rely on me and not have any doubt.
You probably have a friend who gets up every morning to exercise no matter what. What value is at the top of his list? That's right, fitness. Then there's the friend who will forego exercise at the drop of a hat to spend time with friends. Relationships are obviously at the top of her list of values. Some people value health, others value tradition. Again, no right, no wrong, just different values. What do you value?
Authenticity, really being true, trying to speak your truth, telling your truth, and honoring that in other people. I definitely want financial security, but I don't want it at the expense of my life. It's like I don't want it at the expense of my passions. So, to me, it's got to blend.
I would have to say valuing my family, not taking them for granted, valuing a good education, because that wasn't always important to me either. This section says who the president was for every year. But if you want to see all the presidents like year by year by year, you're probably going to find that information in our history book. Like I said before, when my son was younger, I was still pretty much a kid myself, and I wasn't that into, what he was doing. And now I realize how important it was, and still is, for me to be an active part of his life. Because I always had dreams and aspirations for my child. Oh, they're going to go to this college, you're going to study abroad, but if you don't really take an active role, how do you really think the kid is going to get there? They're not just going to jump to that, spot. You have to kind of help them and, guide them along the way.
You might recognize your values by thinking about what excites you, or even what angers you. Just think, people cross borders for true love and march in protests to fight for human rights.
Being inclusionary, helping be part of things with inclusionary is a big deal to me. Extremely sympathetic to the notion of spreading opportunity to as many different people as you can, whether that's someone who's a superstar right now or someone who is a potential superstar in the future, could use some coaching, some mentoring, what have you. So I feel pretty strongly about that.
I think, at least for me, I want to get some benefit of helping other people. To doesn't really involve helping people per se, like say a teacher would, or adding value to the world. I think it's definitely a challenge in, you help shape technology, but in terms of actually benefiting the human being, I don't think it does that. You want to make sure that, at least I want to make sure that I'm also benefiting other people and adding value. And that's part of the reason why I do community service work, why I'm involved in the church, because it adds value for me, and that's the purpose of that whole balance element again. If I was just strictly staying, working in my career, I think I'd go nuts. Crazy. It's important to have both sides.
A friend of mine who surfs every morning is angry about toxic waste in the ocean. So the value of a safe environment is definitely strong for him. He lives out this value by volunteering for a nonprofit organization that lobbies the government for clean water legislation. You can also look at your values as what you'll make time to do no matter what. Play with your children, tend to your garden, or meditate. Whatever your answers, they're okay. They point to your own values, and your values will help guide you in your work choices.
Somebody who has very strong values about family is going to be making career choices that are going to be influenced by those values. That they're going to be looking for occupations or job settings that support their strong values of having a significant amount of time with their family.
People spend a minimum of 8 hours a day at work. I spend 10 or 12 hours a day at work, and I think that it's important to be happy with whatever you're doing. Too many people are unhappy in their jobs. It reflects in their work, and they're spending 8 hours a day. They go home, they take it out on their significant other, and they're not happy people, and it also makes them ineffective employees. So I think the number one thing is to recognize what makes you happy and to be happy with where you're working, and if it's not, to do something that does make you happy.
Last year, a former student of mine who lives in San Diego turned down a job offer in Houston for twice her salary. You know what she told me? Rebecca, I want to stay close to my family in San Diego. And I can't rollerblade near the ocean in Houston. Family and a natural environment are at the top of my students' value list. My accountant says that she can tell her clients' values by what they spend money on. She's right. Are you saving for a trip to visit your relatives in another country? Do you have an educational fund for your children? Did you purchase a new set of power tools for your woodworking projects in your garage? What do your purchases tell you about your values? Again, no right or wrong, just different. My brother-in-law drives a small, old economy car, but he spends his paychecks on new instruments and music lessons. At last count, he owned a guitar, a trumpet, conga drums, a state-of-the-art keyboard set, and an accordion. What are your values?
Family is the number one value that I have in my life right now. That's the most important thing. I think as far as the next value that I would have would be integrity, honesty. That's hard to do. It's hard to be honest. It's hard to have integrity, especially in a world where you're trying to deal with so many other outside forces. But to know that I can choose to be honest, I can choose integrity, and I can work toward that goal, that feels good. And that's something I want my children to have. Above all is to have integrity and honesty in everything that they do.
I think financial security is important, at least from my standpoint. And the reason why I say that is because at the end of the day, you need to be able to provide for a family, you need to be able to provide for your friends, and provide for yourself. And I think being able to have money doesn't necessarily mean you have to have a lot, but enough that meets your needs. Being able to have money allows more options. And for me to have all those options, have more decisions to make is much more comfortable than being limited.
Let's try another exercise to help you clarify your values. Think about your major expenses over the past year. In your personal career profile, write 2 or 3 major expenses that stand out. Now, what do those expenses say about you and what's important to you? Perhaps you spent a lot of money on airfare to visit your parents far away, since family is important to you. Or maybe you redecorated your house, since you value comfort and aesthetics. My husband would write graduate school and martial arts for his two major expenses. Graduate school, since he values education and getting ahead in his career, and martial arts, since he values fitness and health. Now on that same sheet of paper, write 2 or 3 daily expenses. What do you spend money on regularly? When I keep track of my regular expenses, even a few dollars at a time, I see these values. Friends, since I see them often for coffee, and beautiful surroundings, since I buy myself fresh flowers for my home. So what do your daily expenses say about your values? Be sure to record them in your personal career profile. And before the next episode, take time to consider how your expenditures reflect your values.
You knew it was coming, didn't you? Yeah, okay.